How the heck are you, everybody? I'm Fastidious. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to day 84 on our grind for glory. As you can see, we are in the Dwarven Association today. We are talking shop. We've got 4 shops here. We have the Black Market, the Guild Shop, the Arena Shop, the Awakening Shop. And I'm going to tell you specifically what I buy and what I think you guys should be buying and what you guys should value. First off, it needs to be said that the shop in this game is not really like other games. There's actually good things in the shop. So it is really important that you're diligent in monitoring it, that you're buying the right things, and also that you actually unlock all the slots. I think that's kind of a no-brainer, but I have seen accounts where people don't unlock the slots. It is super worth the gems. Any opportunity to get more goodies is a good opportunity. Very quickly, we're gonna start with the Black Market, but I wanna give you guys a tip. Let me click Borit over here. It should take a few clicks, and then he's gonna give us a very valuable piece of information. Oh my God, Borit, tell me what I gotta show the people. Come on, Borit, there you go. Clear campaign stages and raids at higher difficulty levels to increase your chances of finding rare items in the Black Market. So, not all of your Black Markets may look like mine. This is a pretty late game Black Market. I don't know if it gets rarer than this, but if you're early on, you might not even see these legendary items. And then you'll see as we do some refreshes, because we'll use all our refreshes as I'm going to suggest you do, you might even see red items, mythic items, right? However, I wanted to show that because a good tip I'll give you guys just to start us off, if you're in the earlier mid game, what I always used to do, now it doesn't matter because I don't really clear content every day, I don't push new content every day, but at the beginning where you might clear 1 or 2 new gear raids every day, you might clear a few more stages of campaign or a whole chapter of campaign, I recommend saving your free refreshes and your cheap refreshes for gold until the end of the day, because then you might have higher rarity things that you can buy in the shop. Just a little tip. So, to begin, you can see we have a fresh shop here. I did just buy this Arlo copy. What do I suggest you buy in the Black Market, and how do I suggest you approach it? Well, I always buy all of the fodder. Always. For a week or two, I didn't, and I immediately felt it. Every time I'm able to get it, every hour, if you didn't know, this will refresh. So you can see refresh timer, we'll get another refresh in just under 22 minutes. Every time I'm on top of it, I will buy fodder. It does cost gold. Eventually you'll reach a point like me where I never gold farm anymore, so gold's not an issue. I strongly suggest you just start stockpiling fodder, because unless you are like living in the gold raid or the XP raid, I'm telling you, when you reach the mid-late game and then certainly late game and end game, you will not have enough fodder to keep up with the Quarter of Glory and the hero training events. You're even gonna reach a point where you don't even have heroes that you wanna level, but you gotta do it because the rewards in Quarter of Glory with legendary skill crystals are so important. So always buy out that top line. Moreover, I strongly suggest you always buy your auto fight chances that are available for gold. And if you're like me, so if you're a bit of a spender, or you're like me and you get tons of free diamonds, but I'm maybe in a specific situation here because I also don't have the privilege card since I'm not a spender, but I've talked to a few people, and even people that spend a good amount of money, they are hurting for auto fight chances. You should start stockpiling auto fight chances. When you reach the late game, and then as you get into the end game, all you're doing is farming all the time, and it's hard to just manually click through one battle at a time, especially when you're trying to win tournaments, the Oracle's Trials, or you're just trying to get a good piece of gear. It can take 500 runs as you get later on in the game to get one really good usable piece of gear. It can take more than that. I just did 12,000 points in Gear Raid 1. I only got 1 ancient mythic piece. I spoke to someone else who did 17,000 points worth of runs with 0 ancient mythic pieces. So you should really buy these. The only time I don't buy my auto fights for diamonds nowadays, I used to never buy them for diamonds. I regret not doing that. The only time I don't buy them for diamonds is when they're not on any form of discount. But usually they'll be on 20%, 25%, or 40%. This one's on 25%, so I will buy it. Now for a no-brainer, rare summons. Always buy your rare summons. If you see a rare summons in the Black Market, it will always be on discount. So you can see here it's 70 diamonds, so that's 20% off, just about 20% off. They're just rounding there, but it's down from 88, right? So that's certainly buy that. That's a nice little discount on summons. Summons are king. And then for gear, I never buy gear. When you're earlier on, you definitely should buy gear because you're not going to be farming efficiently in the gear raids. But when you are at high efficiency and farming only mythic gear and ancient mythic gear, you definitely should not be buying even the mythic gear that comes up It's far more expensive to buy a piece for like 30,000 or 40,000 gold than when you could, for like the same stamina, get even more gold than that from the gold raid if you had a 2 bonus active. So I would say never buy gear in the late game, end game. Earlier on you can. The one exception is if you want to buy like rapidity gear, this is the only way you're going to get it, because eventually you graduate out of those stages that give it. But yeah, onto the refreshes. So like I said, earlier on, I would only do these at the end of the day. You can see it's pretty early on in the day. I'll show you now. We're only 5 hours into this in-game day. However, I will do my refreshes so I can show you guys more things as they come up now. Hopefully there's one thing I'm looking forward to that I hope comes up that I want to show you. However, we got another auto fight for 40,000 gold. I will always buy that for gold. I'm always going to buy my fodder. As you can see here, I don't want to buy any of the gold. And I will say insignias, we haven't had them come up yet. Whenever there are insignias available for gold, I buy those because it's pretty cheap and it's far more efficient than wasting energy on runs, wasting your stamina on runs. I also hate running the promotion raid. It takes forever and it's annoying. So I always will buy those for gold. However, I will not buy those for diamonds. I wish I could click and show you. Actually, let me go into my bag here. You can see I develop a decent stockpile here. So I haven't had to run, I hate running gear raid, promotion raid 3. That's the only way to get the blue insignias. So you can see here, I'm always buying them up and I'm staying pretty steadily between like 80 or what, 69, nice, to 114, but in this like 80 to 100 range. So if you stay on top of it, it'll be pretty good. Eventually you'll probably reach a point where you have a decent enough stockpile that you don't have to keep buying them. But for me, I am still buying them. And then it's the same thing with epics. I haven't run epic stuff in a pretty long time. If I really have to grind out a couple heroes, I will, but I'm building heroes less and less. So it's pretty fine to buy the epics. And you'll see even these legendary ones, these gold insignias, I do buy them as well. And you can see I have a decent stockpile, even though I'm not farming promotion raid that often. Obviously those are harder to come by. Let's go back in here and let's just keep using our refreshes. So that was one refresh. Let's try to keep track of all of them. Here's our second free refresh. So I'm gonna buy all the fodder. I never buy Cuke. It just doesn't seem worth it. So they're valuing him, I guess, at about 80. Is that correct? Yeah. At about 80 diamonds, and they're saying it's 20% off. At the beginning, you can buy a copy of Cuke, but I would just be patient. You're gonna get him from summons. You're gonna get more rare heroes than you know what to do with from summons. But here you go, guys, a good example here. 2 good things I wanna talk about. I was hoping, it's kind of random what's gonna show up, right? But for the epic insignias, absolutely, I always buy those if they're available for gold. I'm not gonna buy any of this gear, but what I wanted to say is I never ever buy mythic extracts. I can show you quickly. And I have leveled up a few people lately, and I still have 6 mythic extracts. When I was leveling up people less and less, I was at over 20. I'm telling you, it's not a good value. You'd be better off just farming your promo raid materials, the insignias you need. They will drop. They drop at even stage 15, and if you're desperate, farm stage extreme 2. But this is not a good value. 400 diamonds, man. That is what, nearly 5 summons. 5 chances for me to get Silas or Pyros? No freaking way. I'm not doing that. All right, so that was refresh number 2. Now for refresh number 3. Let's see, more auto fights. I'm loving this. More auto fights for gold, absolutely. Let's buy out the fodder. Here are more insignias for gold. I will take that. And the rest is for diamond and gear. I don't want it. So number 4, and you can see it took 3 free refreshes. Then you get 1 for gold, but it's negligible. It's 500 gold. So there's our 4th refresh. Here you go. It is for diamonds, the auto fights. However, it is 20% off. I will absolutely grab that. We'll talk about the huge stamina in a minute. What else? Okay, yeah, so nothing else worth buying. Oh, the insignias, we'll grab those. So huge stamina. Whenever you see any energy here that is on sale, always get it. I've already calculated all. It's always a value. You can just do it very quickly here. Normally a huge stamina potion is 60 diamonds for 200 energy that you get from the huge stamina potion. Now it's 48, so you're saving 12 diamonds. You're gonna be stockpiling those like an absolute madman eventually, like I do. You can see how many do we have? Which we got? I have 104. Let's buy a few more for good measure. Why not? There you go. You're gonna want them, I'm telling you. So I just bought all of those for the price of 60 diamonds a pop. Much better again for 48. There's something else we need to talk about. There is one value that is just straight up bad that you will see here. And it's no good. It's bad. Okay, so let me show you an example of what it looks like. I guess we got to go to consumables. Yes. Okay. So, oh, I used up all of mine. Well, let me show you here with these guys, the small stamina potions, right? So the small stamina potions are these rare stamina potions, the blue ones. You can use them to get 60 stamina points. Occasionally, you will see those in the black market for, I believe, actually I know for a fact, the price is 20 diamonds. No discount. It will just say small stamina potion, 20 diamonds. That is a worse value than if you just buy stamina energy for 60 diamonds, right? Because you can do the math here. 20 diamonds times 3 to get 60 diamonds, right? You're getting 60 times 3. You're only getting 180 stamina. That's just straight up worse than buying this for 60 diamonds for 200. It's 20 stamina worse. Or if you like to stockpile like me, you could buy huge stamina potions. It's the same price. It's gonna be 200 stamina for 60 diamonds. So that is like a little kind of shady thing they put in there. But so when you see those blue small stamina potions, do not buy them unless they're on sale. If they're on sale, then they're still worth it. But if they're not on sale, don't do it. There you go. So I believe we're on to our 5th refresh now. So we spent a total of 1,000 gold. I'm gonna buy all of these guys like I always do. Here's a great one, 5 auto fights for only 6 diamonds. I will absolutely take that. You guys might think I'm crazy, but I'm telling you, it is a big bottleneck not having enough auto battles, especially if you're like me and you don't spend money and you don't have the privilege card. It is an issue, absolutely. All this stuff we don't need. We've discussed it already. Let's do now our 1,000 gold refresh. So I believe I'm already losing count. I think this is number 6. I think it's number 6. Let's see, clicky, 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 clicky. So here we got a 20% off and a 25% off. This is off of 10, so that's why I went down to 15. Normally they would price it at 20. And here this is down from 10 diamonds for 5. Now it's at 8. I will buy both of them. I really need these. I'm gonna buy my insignias, and you can see now we are done. So I believe that was a total of 6 refreshes. There were 3 for free, 2 for 500 gold, and 1 for 1,000 gold. Always do the ones for gold. It's a total of 2,000 gold for opportunities to get great things like this, like fodder, like auto fights, maybe extra opportunities to get summoning crystals. The big tip is just buy the things I highlighted. If you disagree in any way, you can let me know, but I've put a lot of thought into this and a lot of time and a lot of testing and a lot of math. I really think this is what you should get from the black market. Yeah, I really hope that helps, guys. And use your refreshes, absolutely. And keep in mind those small stamina potions. That is a total con. Do not go for that. It is worse than just straight up buying energy the normal way. So that was where most of the energy was gonna go, guys, in terms of discussing these different shops. The other ones are pretty straightforward. Onto the guild shop. Let's just quickly say, always get the rare summons. I forget what they're priced at, but it's pretty cheap. I wanna say it's like between 40 and 60 guild coins. It gets pretty easy to stock up guild coins. This is the must buy. You can go for the gold bonuses. I usually don't nowadays because I'm farming so much gear and selling off so much gear. I actually do have a gold bonus active right now that I got from this event. So more and more they're giving us them for free in the event. However, if you're earlier on and you do need to get in the gold raid, which you will have to do early on, absolutely don't feel bad about buying one of these gold bonuses. And if you've noticed, this might have been a shadow patch or I just missed it. It used to be you could only buy 1. Now you can buy 2. The price is pretty steep at 400 guild coins. But if you're gonna farm gold raid, if you're gonna be farming for gold in general, you need to activate one of these 2x bonuses. So do it. As far as that, those are the only like straight up, this is the only straight up value that I go for, the rare summonings and the gold bonus if you need it. I would never buy the gold, 60 guild coins for just 10,000 gold. So let's do some math here. 60 times 50, oh my God, that's a lot of math. 3,000 guild coins if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, right, that's, yeah, 3,000 guild coins for, what would this come out to? 500,000 gold, is that all it is? Only 500,000 gold, not worth it. Do not do that. Buy this gold bonus, use some stamina and get into the gold raid or get gold through selling off your gear or by running artifact material raid over and over. This is not a good value. These demon soldiers, terrible value. Demon soldiers, I've been putting a lot of work into G4G lately. Demon soldiers, especially the rare ones, drop with very, very high frequency. Even the epic ones too, if you're farming a lot of gear raid, which eventually you will be. The only time, let me get to my guild war really quickly just to show you. So I have all the rare demon soldiers, as you can see. All these guys can be leveled up. So you can see this one, I've got 70 copies, so it only takes 10 to get 1 of him. So I've pulled 8 of him. You can calculate that very quickly. So you can see we can level them up right there. Great. And you'll see all of them are going to be like that. So this one is on level 1 as well. Let's see, 70 more copies. And these are all just dropping for free from the gear raid. Let's go to upgrade. This guy's already at level 3, plus I had another 3 copies, base copies. It's plenty. Do not go for it. The one exception, I guess, is if you're brand spanking new and you want to help out your guildies and you literally don't have 4 or 5 units to use in your guild wars to actually fight with, then that would be an opportunity to go for it. But 125 guild coins is not cheap, and they will drop. They will drop. So I would say just avoid it. 4-star psychic power, I did a whole video about when they added these fragments of the 4-star psychic power to our daily rewards. Where is it? Yes, from one summon. I did do it today, but that was not for the shard of the psychic power. I did it for these 2 lucky knives, because that's a great event. That's for this Halloween theme. However, this is worth so little diamonds. It is negligible. Do not spend your guild coins on this. I promise you, it might seem tempting. You're like, oh, I'm early on, this will help power up my account. Just invest in doing the XP raids and actually farming it up the old-fashioned way. This is a terrible value. Don't go for it. Radiant meteorites, again, and flawless meteorites. If you're desperate, you can maybe justify going for it, but these are super high prices, and you will very quickly on in the game reach, 13 plus in the artifact material raid, where you can farm these and save yourself the hassle. Eventually, you'll be on 18. You'll never even think about radiant meteorites. All that matters are these flawless meteorites that give you the best chance at mythic artifacts. In terms of these artifacts, they're both pretty good. I could definitely justify going for Ragnarok. You can see right now, I did buy 1 Blood Drinker too, because I was never able to pull Blood Drinker. I don't know if that drops or these are only available in Guild Shop. From my personal experience, it seems they're only available in Guild Shop. And of course, you get 1 copy of Ragnarok from beating chapter 17, I believe, in the Volca path missions. So you can go for those if you really want. I think that's a really steep price. I am not yet at guild level 6, and I'm in a pretty good guild. Let me show you guys that very quickly. So I'm on guild level 5. We're only like halfway there, just over now, halfway there. You can see decent BP. We're not crazy people, but we're always clearing Nightmare 4, Nightmare 3, and Nightmare 2. We're at about 57 million BP, and we still haven't done 6. That being said, it is so hard to come by legendary skill crystals in this game that I'm not risking that this is going to be like 2,000 and then I blow my load again, my language, on the Blood Drinker or the Ragnarok mythic artifacts. So I'm just going to stockpile till we unlock Guild 6. When we talk about these demon soldiers here, I don't think it's worth it. Again, by the time you're in a level 6 guild, you will be farming gear raids all the time and you'll get tons of drops. Let me show you my epics as well. I should have showed you this before. If we go here to my demon soldiers, you can see, here's an example. This guy's level 1. Let's see, do we have enough? No, we don't, but I already got 1 copy. I think I have every epic. Let's see. I'm missing a couple rares. That's interesting. I actually wonder, is there any chance these are only available from the guild shop? Let me look at that picture really quickly. What a time to buffer game. The way this game buffers is beautiful. But you will get plenty epics. You saw I actually do have all the epics. Is it going to buffer again? Is this my real life right now? No, it's just not letting me into the Dwarven Association. Okay, there we go. There's the guild shop. No, these are just normal guys. So no, don't go for the rares. It's just like everything in this game. Higher rarity almost always just means straight up better. You're gonna get the epics from the gear raids, and I'm telling you, just mark my words, trust me, by the time you reach guild level 6, you will have a pretty late to end game account, unless for some reason you're in a guild that you shouldn't be in because it's too advanced for you. You do not need these guys. I have both these guys already. I've gotten this guy dropped a few times. So I think that basically wraps it up. Definitely go for the legendary skill crystal if that wasn't clear whenever you do unlock it, because you need those things, but right now we can't. On to the arena shop. First thing I have to mention, huge stamina potion, buy it every day. I was waiting for this video to buy it for only 20 arena coins. So that comes out to like just under 7 battles worth, not even winning or losing, just 7 battles worth. You're getting like a free 200 stamina. That is great. This refreshes every day. Your rare summons refresh every week. Buy them all out. I believe they're only like 35 arena coins. Very, very cheap. Your mithril, I know a lot of whales go for this. For me, I've never personally bought it, but I don't think it's a particularly bad value. Mithril is really hard to come by, especially if you don't like going crazy. If you're unfamiliar, mithril is how you level up your artifacts and then promote your artifacts. It's the currency you use. If you're not used to going crazy or you don't like going crazy in the artifact material raid, you might be hurting on mithril. Let's actually just see. Can I click on this? Yeah, I have about 1798 mithril and I do use it a lot. So I'm stockpiling a bit, but you need thousands and thousands and thousands. This is one way to go about it. I personally would not recommend it, but I also wouldn't judge people that do go for it. Now for some more particular things. It is very hard to get XP bonuses in this game. This one's really cheap. I believe this is also like 30 or 35 coins. I would definitely go for that if you're going to XP farm at all. So like once a week, it's pretty fair to do it. Even if you're not going to do a straight up XP raid farm, but you're just going to be running stuff all the time, you might as well buy it. It's cheap once a week. You do get a big payout of these at the start of every week based on your arena placement. I believe I get 800 because I always finish an Overlord. Let me actually see. Rank. So yeah, I get 800 every week, but even if you're lower here, like even in Platinum 1, it's 550, 600, 700. So that's the real way you're gonna earn these, because earning them battle by battle is kind of hard. But yeah, definitely go for the rare summons. Always get your daily stamina pot. Mithril if you want. I don't like going for XP bonus if you need it, but you might as well because it's cheap. Now for some more question marks, then we'll talk about the juicy goodies at the end. So once a week, you can also buy up to 20 times 10 dust bunches of epic skill dust. And then I believe this is once a month, you can buy 100 times 10 dust bunches of legendary skill dust. This is at your own discretion. I would say don't go for it, but if ever you're at a moment where you're like, I just need to max out this hero's skills or something, then go for it. Same thing with the epic crystal. Early on in the game, I would say buy out the epic crystals. You can buy them, I think 3 times, I want to say. It's 3 times for 150 a pop. I hope I'm remembering that right. Early on, you're going to have tons of epics that you need to be building. Later on, like me, like most of my good epics are skilled up. The reason I happened to buy it this week is because I just got Aeon and I've been preparing content as a content creator for Aeon. So I wanted to make sure I got her to max skills. But you don't have to feel like you have to go for this. You might need a stockpile. That being said, what you would stockpile for, you can get pretty handily. So we'll talk about the legendary artifact upgrade in a bit, but when it comes to the legendary skill dust, it's at your own discretion. It depends how many legendaries you have, how many need skill dust, so on and so on. You can see I've been buying a decent chunk of it this week. I've been needing it. I've been leveling up the skills of some new heroes. But these guys on the bottom, you see there's just under 4 days left till they reset. However, that's because it's the end of the month. These are available only monthly. These are available only if you are in Overlord. I am in Overlord currently, but I've purchased all of them. You can buy this one twice. For sure, 2 ancient summons. This is once or twice, and then you can buy this 1 legendary summon and 1 legendary skill crystal. Essential. You absolutely need them. So what I do is I'm gonna, now that the month's ending, I've slowly been buying everything out. Now I'm just gonna stockpile and try to buy these next week or 2 weeks in to get them as soon as possible because they really will give an immediate boost to your account. These are absolute must buys. Then the little luxury items are things like the legendary skill dust, or a fun thing here, legendary artifact essence. So this is something I bought very, very early on in the game before I really knew what artifacts were, before I knew what promotion was, before I really knew the difference between legendary and mythic. I probably bought this like a couple days into playing the game. And I thought I'd made a big mistake because 300 arena coins is not cheap. And I thought this was not great. However, there are some absolute GOAT legendary artifacts. I'll make a separate video on this eventually, but just to show you quickly, where's my Idril? No, she's not wearing it, so Cetrim must be wearing it right now. That's how good it is. It's on my best legendary marksman, maybe. Idril's Gaze, this is amazing. For a lot of people, it's going to be best in slot. Another amazing one is Nightmare Samsara. He's not wearing it either. Let me pull it up for you. He should be wearing it. There you go, Nightmare Samsara, really amazing. And what's fun with these legendary ones, they have cool effects, and they're pretty easy to skill up because you get more dupes of legendary artifacts. However, you might want to build out a few. I wouldn't blame you for buying a couple of these. Personally, I'm not going for that yet, but I could definitely see a point in the future if I'm stockpiling arena coins, but that could be a worthy purchase if you want to max out that Idril's Gaze, max out your Spirit Horn. That's another great one. The Samsara. Nightmare Samsara. This is not something to totally sleep on. Don't think it's a mistake if you buy it. Personally, I don't go for it yet, but I could see it one day. So that is the arena shop. Onward and upward. Let's wrap up with the Awakening shop. The Awakening shop is somewhere I've spent almost no time. Actually, these auto fights were my first purchases ever in the Awakening shop. It's only I don't sell off any epics until they're A5. So it was only until very recently that I've had any of these epic Awakening tokens. If you're unfamiliar, for every epic you sell off, or crunch, if you will, you get 100 tokens. If they are a fusible epic, it's only 80, because technically you could farm them by keep fusing Lightlocks and Livians and Komodos and Theowins. So they give you 80. I think it's a little corny, but it is what it is. So actually that's why I'm at 380, because 80 of those came from when I got a dupe Lightlock in my summoning during my ancient summoning, which sucked. And then for legendaries, you get 100 legendary Awakening tokens every time you crunch a legendary. I obviously have never done that. The only time I ever would do that is if I had an A5. It doesn't matter. I really would suggest, even if you hate Crash or Shamir, don't start crunching legendaries until you reach A5. You never know when a rework's coming. We've seen it in so many games. We're already starting to see it in this game. However, if you do get your hands on these, I actually think, I stand by this, guys, it is so hard to get auto fights. These are 50 apiece for 50 battles. So basically you sell off one non-feasible epic, and every week you can get 100 auto fights. That's huge. I debated it back and forth, but I decided this is totally a worthy value. If you're doing XP farming a lot, you can go for this one. However, if you plan appropriately, you only have to do it once a week. It's cheaper and more efficient just to get it from the arena shop. That being said, if you are a crazy spender or pulling all the time, whale, something like that, you might have I've seen people with tens of thousands of these, right? So then it's cheaper just to go for this than the arena thing. But I think for many of us normals, this doesn't make sense yet. However, later on in the game, if they don't keep expanding the epic pool in a few months, this might be the way all of us start buying our XP boosts. Rare Hero Soulstone, no way ever. Rare Awakenings are terrible in this game. I wish they were interesting. There are a couple good rares, but Rare Awakenings are terrible. And that even being said, it's so easy to get rare dupes. Never, ever, ever buy this. Legendary Skill Crystal with Legendary Awakening tokens. Occasionally, I think it alternates every other week. You can get these for epic skill tokens. It's for 800. So that's why I'm not using anything else now. Not that I really would. I'm assuming I'll get some dupes tomorrow when I do my summoning. Hopefully I get up to that 800 and I can buy my epic legendary skill crystal, but with epic tokens. That is a must buy, obviously. With the legendary things, at your own discretion. I mean, if you're the kind of person with legendary awakening tokens, you're pulling a lot, you're kind of living life in the wind, you know, go for this though. So for half, so you break down one legendary hero, and for only 50, only half of what you get, because you'll get it 100 coins, you can already get a legendary skill up. That's huge. One time you can get an ancient summoning, so you still have one legendary and you get an ancient summons and a legendary skill up. Pretty good. These legendary soul stones, it's gonna have to be a great legendary because you're selling off 4 legendaries to get there. However, I don't know if they're putting lords in the shop yet. I haven't kept my eye on it, but if you ever see a Lord Soulstones in here, that would be enormous. I probably would hold out for that if those do exist. People that have been keeping an eye, let me know in the comments. For epics, I probably would only go for lords here, or like must awaken heroes. And probably rare ones specifically. So like go for greed if you have a greed and you want to build them up. If you want to be really preparatory or whatever the word there would be, I don't have greed, I could already start buying it up. I'm not going to go that far, but that's something you could think about. But really, like, if you see who's like a Tariel one, or I guess Idril now, I know these are common heroes, but the faster you get them up, the better. But really it'd be rare. Like if you see epic lords in here, Deimos, that would be huge, right? Really good epics, really rare epics. That'd be probably who I'd use it on. This is pretty steep though. 4 epics equals 1 soulstone. Obviously you're gonna get way more epic tokens. This is like the more do as you will shop, because it's kind of like if not an end game, definitely like a pay to win shop. So at your own discretion. So guys, there you go. That wraps it up. This turned out a pretty long video. I think what matters the most is this black market. Look, the hour has changed. We went over 20 minutes, so I can start buying these up as well. Here's 100 on sale, right? So you can just double it. 200 would be at 48. That's much cheaper than the normal 200 for 60. You buy it. Just do those little math things, or just stick to exactly what I said. I'm telling you, I put a lot of thought into this. Guys, let me know if you have any questions, if you have any comments. Do it. Share it with your mother. I've been Fastidious. I'll see you in the next one.
Fastidious.